In 2014, after years of convention appearances, merch madness, and cult film cameos, Cassandra Peterson did something fans had been begging for since the VCR era. She dusted off her spiderweb gown, fluffed up her beehive, and returned to her throne as horror's most iconic hostess for 13 Nights of Elvira, a limited-run TV event that wasn't just a nostalgia trip. It was a revival, streaming exclusively on Hulu for the Halloween season. This wasn't some corporate reboot or watered-down reboot. It was pure, uncut Elvira. Same smirk, same cleavage, same razor-sharp wit, now sharpened by 3 decades of pop culture savvy and 0 apologies. Each night, for 13 spine-tingling evenings, Elvira descended upon her gloriously gothic, cobweb-draped set, a lovingly updated version of her movie macabre lair. Now with HD cameras, but the same DIY charm, to introduce a hand-picked lineup of cult horror classics from The Return of the Living Dead to The Slumber Party Massacre, Phantasm to Reanimator. Each film curated not just for scares, but for maximum camp, chaos, and commentary potential. And oh, the commentary. Between bumpers and commercial breaks, Elvira didn't just introduce the movies, she eviscerated them, roasting rubber monsters, mocking melodramatic death scenes, flirting with long-dead leading men, and dropping behind-the-scenes trivia with the glee of a woman who's seen it all, and still finds it hilarious. She cracked jokes about CGI. Back in my day, we used real rats. And cheaper actors reminisced about drive-in dates gone wrong, and even tossed in a few jabs at modern horror trends. All while sipping from her ever-present, the production, intimate, the budget, modest, but the energy, electric. This wasn't Hollywood. This was Elvira's house. Raw, raunchy, and real. No network censors, no studio notes. Just Cassandra Peterson, alone in a room with a camera, doing what she does best, making horror fun again. And for fans, it was a gift. After years of seeing Elvira reduced to Halloween decorations and licensing deals, here she was, back where she belonged, commanding the screen with nothing but charisma and a teleprompter, reminding everyone why she became a legend in the first place. Her legacy, her voice, her refusal to fade into the background, even as streaming algorithms and franchise reboots tried to push her aside, and beneath the jokes, something quietly powerful. At 63 years old, Peterson wasn't playing a character frozen in the 80s. She was evolving it, wiser, winkier. She talked about aging in Hollywood, about being a queer icon before she'd even publicly come out, about surviving trends and industry shifts by staying true to herself. 13 Nights of Elvira wasn't just entertainment, it was a masterclass in longevity, a love letter to misfits, and a middle finger to anyone who thought icons expire, though it never got a proper physical release, and quietly vanished from Hulu after its run. Another lost Elvira for bootleg collectors to hunt. Its impact lingered. It reminded studios that Elvira didn't need blockbusters to be relevant. She just needed a screen, a script, and an audience who still believed in magic, monsters, and midnight movies. So if you ever find yourself scrolling through sterile algorithm-picked horror playlists this October, pause. Imagine instead the flicker of an old TV, the scent of dry ice and hairspray, and that familiar voice purring, "Welcome, boils and ghouls." That's the spirit of 13 Nights. Not rebooted, not remastered, just back. And she's not done haunting your screens yet.